Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am. Today was a really it was an okay day. It was an emotional roller coaster. No, I wouldn't say emotional roller coaster. Didn't turn out as I would have hoped that it did. 40 dials on the day, 2 book demos. So happy on that. 180 connection requests sent out on LinkedIn, targeting Thrivent Financial to see if there's any more activity there. Like just that's just a particular firm. Nothing interesting about that, but just is not the ones that I have been sending requests to. So happy on that front. The 2 demos that were booked were both like paid inbound things, as well as technically, like there were 2. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 demos booked for the day, every hour on the hour. What was frustrating is the one that was, so we'll walk through them one by one. 9 o'clock, that one conversation went well. Seems committed to the program, going to try it out, signing up most likely on Wednesday. Also has a partner that potentially there's a referral program there. He said that he was speaking with his partner. The person that he works with mentioned our name. I then looked them up quickly. They weren't on the platform yet, which I was relieved by, because that would have been the second time that I had someone who was a hot, interested lead turn into I have to transfer it to someone else. But so hopefully that they actually move forward on Wednesday, but they did reply with an email afterwards saying, "Thank you, Duncan. I hope we can get this done this week." Oh, I think it was like a finances thing. Like they wanted to move forward. They're waiting to be paid for things that they've done in the past. Then I had a 10 o'clock demo with another. I'll just blurt that out. A 10 o'clock demo with a guy who the outcome of it was like he thinks that he can do the same things we're doing, running Facebook ads himself, which he can't. But I'll call back in 2 months to see how it turned out for him. Then there was an 11 o'clock. This is the disappointing thing, is I was expecting this one to be an easy close, because she said she wants to move forward last time. Luckily, she picked up the phone, so there was still activity there, but then said that she still was wrapping some things up and wanted to be able to move her, what do you call it? Like dedicate her full attention to it. So I accepted that, pushed back 2 weeks. If on the 29th she says the same thing, I'm going to try to convince her that she needs to shift her identity or just change her priorities. Then there was a 12 o'clock. That was the guy from change her priorities to, like, it's not, she doesn't have time because she's not making time. Like if she starts this program, she'll find the time to make this work if she's genuinely interested in growing her book. Because it's been she said yes a month ago, and then now, like, it's been a month. You've had a month to figure your shit out. Whatever. Then the 12 o'clock, there's a 12 o'clock one. That was the guy who I thought the demo went well on Friday afternoon at 4. Then he said he was going to move forward, and then sent me an email this morning saying, like, I don't need you because he got 20 other leads and doesn't have the capacity. Or I don't know if he was lying or just didn't have the money or what. But we'll keep him in the pipeline, and in the future, maybe he onboards. He won't get a discount then because it's a first call promo. I said I could extend it till Monday, and fuck you. No. I probably will give it to him if you can't. But, or no, I'm just not going to extend the discount that he has there. That he was signing up on green with a discount, which I will go like, no, if you want a discount and you want to sign up later when you have capacity, go on a higher level. Anyways, then we had a 1 o'clock one. That was a demo I booked for myself from a revived pipeline that no showed me again, which is the same thing they did before. I called them 5 times. They looked at the email 5 times over the course of 15 minutes. They looked at the email, but then just didn't call me back or whatever. Then I had a 2 o'clock one that then we were having a conversation, but then figured out that she was going to have to speak with her partner, and then she said she'd get back to me. So I was like, let's stop the conversation, reschedule it when your partner actually can be on the phone, which is the same dynamic of the conversation of when I actually had the initial first call. Then 3 o'clock there was a guy who this one was a good one. He does $200 a day, like not bad about the outreach. Seems the program makes sense. Wants to move forward like 25 or 50. Offered a discount, but he actually didn't have enough on his card, even with the gold at the discount. But he suggested let's follow up. Let's schedule a follow up on the 30th. Maybe his card will activate, like have more funds, because that is when like it's a company card that is allocated for marketing dollars. So like he'll have that available. Works with a larger team, so there's a good opportunity for the managers of partner success that it would be assigned to. And what was nice is I said to him, going like, hey, let's do the 30th, because if you have that card, then that helped me hit my quota. And then I said, going like, thanks for that. I could actually say that. And he said, I'm in sales too. No, like I get it. So either we get you in a big month on April, at the end of April, or we start your May off looking nice. So that was cool. Then the 4 o'clock one that I had, forgot about the call, but then we rescheduled for Thursday, and they accepted the invitation, so potential. And then I had the 5 o'clock one that got booked today for me. It wasn't a great one, but they said that they were out at the park with their kid and that they'd call me back in a few minutes, so I let them do that. And then 30 minutes later they still had not called me back. So that was that. I was hoping that a deal would close today. There's other people who have closed more, and I'm no longer at the top of the leaderboard. I think it's just more, there's plenty, that's my sales manager was saying, is like there's 11 business days left. Like there's plenty of time to get some good ones coming in. I don't know, it's more, I wanted to at this point, like maybe I just have to learn what the cycle is like. I wanted to at this point not be like one deal away from like if I didn't have the $10,000 deal closed, I'd be more stressed, like because I'd be only at like 4,300 closed in revenue. But I don't. This is way too hot. And now that's okay. That's that. But so commission check came in, which is nice. I was gonna buy an Apple Watch, but then I didn't close anything today. So I'm thinking, going, if I hit 20K this month, whenever I hit that, that's when I'll make that purchase, and then it will represent me hitting quota 2 months in a row, but more importantly, beating my high score. And the accelerator bonus will essentially pay for it. But what I did pay for is, number one, I signed up for the UK's most hated sales trainers online sales course, like maybe 15 minutes ago, as well as I had inquired into Tony Robbins's Unleash Your Full Potential. Hold on, what is it called? Unleash the Power Within. It's an event. I got a call from someone, had a conversation with them, and like they're essentially going like, it's in person, it's in New Jersey, like I gotta plan everything, and like there is a diamond level ticket, a VIP, and a general. I didn't want to go with the general. I could afford the general, but it's a live event. I want to be as close as possible. And if I'm willing to invest the money and go make make this a thing, then like go for the higher tier. You're take the leap of faith, but more like actually, I don't know, I think I'll be more mentally committed if I'm, number one, closer, feel the impact of the large crowd and environment of it, but better I do that. But then it was funny because she was like closing me, going like I don't want to make sure that the tickets like go by quick, adding that sense of urgency, going like, we got to lock in your spot, you can put down a deposit. So again, that's the whole urgency thing, which I also do believe it is possible. But so I put, if the diamond ticket's like $3,000 American, so it's like $4,000 total. I put down a like $700 deposit Canadian, and then if I do well this month, then the commission check could cover it. If by next commission check it's still not sold out, then like I still have time, that's fine. Worst case Ontario is I have to downgrade to the VIP if that's all I can kind of afford, which is, instead of being $4,000, closer to like 1,700. Again, all these numbers are like, I don't feel I'm wasting the money. Like, it is going to a good thing. And then that also could be like that would be my vacation that I'm taking for myself, which would be in November. So it's something to actually work towards, and actually feels like a vacation, the vacation I would want to take, or like time off from working. Cause I'm like, I don't want to just like go to a random place. Like, that's not that I can't just relax on the beach. That's not the type of person I am. But I'm happy that is where I have spent it. And then, so because I did that, I was going like, okay, we're going to wait on the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch doesn't feel like this is what I should be spending the commission check on. Because the thing the amount of commission I got is like roughly is like, it's like an extra paycheck. Technically, like, it's pretty much what I get every 2 weeks. I got an extra one of those. So in the month of March, I essentially worked 6 weeks rather than 4. So that's cool. But so when I'm spending this money, I think it's more going like, okay, I've basically spent like 60% of it already, but I am spending it on things that I'm investing in myself. It's not like I just went out for this massive dinner, I spent way too much on alcohol, or I bought an Apple Watch. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I wanted to have closed a deal today, and I didn't. To have closed a deal today, and I didn't. This weekend, though, I spent basically 12 hours editing videos to create 14. So like this, I have every video edited and pre-uploaded up until this one. Like as I'm recording this, I technically have, as soon as I end record, then I will have one video that hasn't been edited and uploaded, and that's this one that I'm recording right now. Also spent some time reading this book, really good. It was weird because there's a point where he starts talking about women, and I was going like, where in the fuck is this coming from? Like, I thought he was talking about like metaphysics and epistemology, and how the belief in God has declined, and that's what has given birth to nihilism. So why are we talking about women? And then there are also things that kind of was going like, oh, there's a little bit of sexism and misogyny there. Like, just a quick glance, I'm going like, okay, how does someone with such a brilliant mind that can predict the emergence of a type of societal thought that would lead to its destruction also have a like superficial women ain't shit kind of opinion? That doesn't make sense. It kind of threw me off. And then I looked into, I researched some articles online, and then found one specifically. It was by Linda Williams, who was speaking about the particular section in the book where he's talking about women, essentially saying, the quick takeaway is, upon rereading the section, he wasn't actually being sexist. If anything, he was being generous to women, because it ends with him saying, or one cannot be too kind about women. He says something about how it's kind of so in the 19th, what am I trying to say? What I was going to do is just going okay, well, he was writing in the 1800s, so maybe it was just the times. I'm just going to ignore those passages and focus on the more meat and the bones, the reason I'm reading this, which is exactly the same opinion that Linda Williams had. But then in looking into it more, he actually is saying, he's making a different sort of point. He makes a point specifically saying, okay, hold on. Let me just find it. Because the thing that was strange was, he compared women to a beautiful sailboat that you see gliding across the sea, but once you, hold on, can I find it? But once you get on board it, there's just a lot of small and petty noise, which kind of sounds like, okay, well, what's that? But then the point that Linda Williams expresses is that you can substitute men with women there, and kind of going okay, men are working hard, and they see women have escaped the rat race of career-oriented life, and like are living this paradise from a distance. But when you go into it, actually doing like housework and wife, like taking care of a home actually is really fucking tough. And you can flip that going like, okay, the woman is tired of doing the same housework every day, day in and day out. It's repetitive, sees the men going and pursuing a career, wishing they were in that career. But then once you get in that, you go like, actually, this is kind of a frustrating dog-eat-dog world. It doesn't look, it's not nearly as appealing as it looked from a distance. Now, why he's bringing this up is because in the context of the larger point that he's actually making, which is a critique of the philosophical view of realism, is it's a map. Like realism is going like essentially trying to see the world as it objectively is and appears to be. And then his point is kind of like, well, it depends on the perspective that you have of what you see as to be real, because from a distance, women have it all, and it's all working out for them. But upon closer inspection, it actually isn't the case. That was the thing where he was going like, okay, well, there's an irony with upper class women in the 19th century who, from birth, are essentially told like, all the world is agreed that they are to be brought up as ignorant as possible of erotic matters. Essentially going like, feel shame if you have any sort of sexual thought, and any sort of like promiscuity like destroys your honor. But then once you're married, then you're expected to be some sort of sexual demon in the bedroom, which like, and then that's the quote that he puts, which is like, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I want to find it. The quote is like, women easily experience their husbands as a question mark concerning their honor, and children their children as an apology for or atonement, which essentially is kind of going like, okay, so all their life they've been told any sexual thoughts you have, you're bad. Like that makes you it ruins your honor. But then once you're in a marriage, you're expected to like have all of these thoughts. So then from the perspective of the woman, it's like, what does my husband actually want? Does he want the sexual side of me? Because because all of my life, that side of me has been the evil part. Again, I'm spending so much time on just the woman thing because it caught me off guard, because I'm going, why are we talking about this? But I think that the broader, the contextual point that he's trying to make is essentially, things are not always as they seem. Things are not always as they appear to be. So to take the perspective of, you can know that. I still don't even know that fully. Also, I looked into some more things going like, is Nietzsche a sexist? And at the school he was at, he was only one of 4 scholars to vote that women should be included in the education. So then it's like, sometimes his philosophical style is very unconventional, and it makes you think and challenges you and might be offensive at times, specifically things like this. So then you go like, wait, hold on, is he commenting on women, or is he just more trying to elicit a response and make you really think about it? And if he didn't actually mention women, that I wouldn't have engaged with the text to the same degree as if I would, which is specifically what he wrote it as. Ironically, it was effective in doing so. But if you look at his actions, it's not as easy to just say like he's a sexist. It's going like, well, it's actually more complex than that, and based on his actions, that's not obvious. Anyways, I think the point that I'm trying to make, I'm going to talk more about this. This one's going on way long. The ultimate point is, having an alcohol-free April, I have spent the weekend, instead of just deleting the days, editing videos and engaging with philosophical works that really make you think, and I'm happy that that is what I am doing. Yeah. That was the point, is I'm going to read every word once just to get through it, so I've read it, but I think it will require me to reread things more than one time, because when I read the sections 60 to 75, I would have said, going like, well, Nietzsche seems pretty sexist, and I'm just going to ignore that because that's not the reason. Like, just he's writing in the 1800s. Maybe it was just the spirit of the times. Like, we're in the 21st century. Things have changed, but like I'll just ignore that aspect and focus on the more interesting parts of what he's saying. But then upon rereading it, it was like, actually no, there was a reason he made that paragraph there, and he's not commenting on women. If anything, he's describing the experience of women as accurate as a man can, and using it's more it's not really a comment on women. He's using women as a metaphor for a greater point that he's making, which is in the context of the book, within the books of the books that he's writing within this book. Because as Linda Williams points out, if you substitute man with women, you can make the same point. But I think it's interesting. I wish I closed a deal today, but I'm feeling better overall and happy that I'm not drinking and that I'm using the time productively. And that I got the commission check and have invested in myself. And I don't feel that I'm wasting that money, because that will, if I extend my time horizon out by 5 years, the money I invest in the sales training as well as going to that event and those things will result in more money than any investment in the stock market or I'm not pissing the money away. It's actually it's an investment in myself, and I'll bet on myself any day of the week before I bet on somebody or something else. My name is Duncan Alderdice, and I'll talk to you later. If you've made it this far, we should get a cool club name. If you've made it this far, what is the club? I'll think of it. If you watch all the way to the end of the video, if you've watched all the way to the end of the video, I want you to comment I like clementines more than tangerines. It's the Clementine Club. That's what we'll call it. The Clementine Club. First rule of the Clementine Club is you can't talk about the Clementine Club to anybody who is not in the Clementine Club. And in order to join the Clementine Club, you need to discover the Clementine Club for yourself, or be introduced by the Clementine. Can you be introduced by someone else? Just if you're in the Clementine Club, say I'm a part of the Clementine Club, but don't tell people how you joined the Clementine Club. There. I'll talk to you later.